Hey guys, live from school, I wanted to present to you my action research project. I go to the American College of Education, taking curriculum and design for cultural diversity with Dr. Adam Whitaker, and my name is Angela Wilder. Welcome. Action research. Greetings. The mission today is to describe my process of action research and to explain the strategy that I learned for teachers and best practices. After weeks of diligent research, inquiry, writing, and analysis and reflection, we're going to begin our discovery of this journey today. Action research stimulates professional learning and reflective analysis. Bradbury and Huang, 2019. The purpose of the action research was to discover best practices for teachers to meet the needs of culturally diverse students. I completed a mixed methods research using quantitative and qualitative questions, Likert style questions, as well as open-ended questions, and then a quantitative interview with a veteran teacher to develop best practices for novice teachers. The major problem that all teachers face is ensuring that all learners are challenged and that equity is ensured in a culturally diverse classroom. Culturally responsive teaching reinforces the importance of aligning instructional design to meet both the cognitive and the affective needs of students. Ford, 2015, Kieran and Anderson, 2019. Before doing my action research, I completed a thorough literature review of several theories that promoted cultural diversity. One of those was cognitive affective theory that proposes learning is enhanced by motivational tools such as virtual reality, Huang et al., 2022, technology-enhanced simulations with problem-based learning and digital tools also enhance culturally diverse students' learning, Dietrich et al., 2022, control value theory, utilized virtual reality simulations, which included chunking and scaffolding, Pecron, 2006, and the least restrictive environment is also supportive of universal design, and it included flexible grouping, infographics, and multimodal tasks. Teachers' perceptions and reflective practices, though, play a crucial role in addressing the needs of culturally diverse students. White et al., 2018. And that's going to be a consistent thing that I found throughout my research, is that the teacher perceptions and the reflective practices and the visual, including the visual stimulations and scaffolding in the learning, made the difference. Research questions. I did the mixed methods research at this elementary school, and I surveyed some teachers, and the questions: how do teachers perceive best strategies to support culturally diverse classrooms? Which strategies are the most effective in creating equitable classrooms? And those were the research questions, and these are some of the qualitative survey questions. Noticeable in the themes was that teachers mentioned they needed a reflective pedagogy, and they needed some graphic and visual supports to support the ESOL students. Methodology. I used qualitative research with Likert and open-ended questions, and a qualitative interview with open-ended questions. Findings showed that teachers felt culturally relevant materials in teacher pedagogy were the most impactful for students. Action research stimulates that professional learning and reflective analysis. Bradbury and Huang, 2019. So the interview questions with, she was given a pseudonym, Miss Ford, that I interviewed, gave her the chance to share some of best practices. She was a veteran of 15 years, and she was asked questions about how she incorporates strategic planning into her lessons. So I used those answers from her questions to develop a best practices strategy guide for novice teachers. The veteran teacher shared how she met those needs for her students, and using UNESCO's 21st Century of Learning, the report from Delors et al., 1996, this is a graphic I developed, learning to know strategic planning that encourages critical thinking, learning to do, involves teaching skills for work, collaboration, learning to live together, teaching empathy, cooperation, and intercultural understanding, and learning to be includes teacher self-reflection, personal growth, identity, and creativity. Data analysis. Taking the data from the interview and analyzing it with the 4 pillars of learning as a model for novice teachers, I was able to break the 4 pillars down, give the description that those pillars anchored to, Ms. Ford's aligned practices, how she developed critical thinking through smart tools, videos, games, how she worked on collaboration through robotics, cooperative work, group planning, how she developed empathy through inclusive multicultural environment, sharing discussions about personal experience, promoting class discussions, and how she developed personal growth by incorporating traditions. Kids design their own avatars, encouraging different viewpoints to be discussed, but still making the curriculum rigorous for everyone. And then there's quotes to support her interview. In conclusion, student learning and success are linked to these core principles: teachers actively modeling, building authentic artifacts, collaboration, classroom climate and culture, and the use of technology to empower student learning. Trilling and Fidel 2009. The veteran teacher, she emphasized empathy and multicultural learning, which aligns with UNESCO's call for all teachers to prepare learners to live together peacefully and to respect cultural diversity. Her practices aligned with UNESCO's vision as she emphasized lifelong learning, global citizenship, equity, and peace, which is best practices for all teachers. In conclusion, teachers should be reflective in their practice. They should avoid bias, and we should avoid stereotyping in our classrooms. Larson et al., 2018. Teaching empathy and scaffolding through visuals and multimodal supports increases equity. A consistent finding throughout my action research is that classrooms that excel really depend on teacher perceptions of their students' abilities, as well as the teacher's comfort in providing a challenging, invigorating classroom environment. Grants et al., 2023. This action research also discovered best strategies and practices for novice teachers to incorporate visuals and multimedia into their instruction, and to continue to have a professional pedagogy, a reflective practice to engage all the needs of their culturally diverse students. These findings should be shared with all your colleagues and friends so that all students have the opportunity to learn and to thrive in their classroom. These are my references on my action research journey, and thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.